Good morning, all my honeybees. All right, so we're jumping into another energetic update for this week. I was talking to a couple clients of mine, and as we're going into fall, like we are in a transition of seasons right now, obviously. September is a big transition month. We went hard in the summer. Like we played hard, we worked hard, like we went hard. And so a lot of us are feeling this call to like slow down, and I want us to bring some intentionality around the words and the purpose of this slowdown, because I'm hearing a lot of I was a little couch potato this week, or yeah, I just did some couch rotting. And I think it's important. These terms have gotten very, very popular lately. I think it's because it's kind of throwing a little joke, a little frivolous, like, "Yeah, I did nothing." And I know that's, like, not the best, but I had to because I was so burnt out, so and I really want to challenge us to shift this perspective because first off, words words are important. When you are a heart-centered entrepreneur, when you are a soul-led girly, words are important. And the mindset that you have around your rest matters. That tells your body like how to receive it. Okay. And so first off, the idea words matter. So instead, I want to offer another perspective that you may not have heard as even as an option. And that is the idea of instead of couch rotting, we are we're decomposing, we are composting. And I want to point out why this is different because it might sound like ew, decomposing, like that's gross. Hold on a minute, give me a minute, let me cook. Okay, let me cook. So first off, the idea of couch rotting, that is steeped in a mindset of capitalism in like the industrial revolution, and the energy of it is rest equals rotting, and rotting is bad, it is wasteful, it's undesirable, it's nasty. Ugh. Like it's something, and like the action behind that is like we must avoid this at all costs. We must avoid this rotting, we must avoid this because it's this what the resting action, and like that leads to burnout. That's what leads to burnout, because you want to run away from rot. Like you don't want rot, we cut rot out. Like that's not what we do. And so I want to offer a different perspective here, a more regenerative perspective, a more holistic path for you to choose. And that is with the regeneration, in that headspace, that mindset, comes the term of decomposing. Rest is decomposing what no longer serves you to create compost. And compost is, if you've ever experienced anything in like in a garden or anything like that, compost is what we use to put into our flower beds, to put into our gardens, to create, this really fertile soil, to be the bed, the foundation, give those needed nutrients to the seeds of starting something new. And so instead of looking at this period of rest and saying like, oh, and giving it this like, headspace of like, oh, I'm couch rotting, like it's not going anywhere. Like I'm doing this, but it means nothing. Like it's just um, you know, this undesirable state to be in. I want you instead to think about it as you are you're decomposing. You are creating compost. You're evaluating what no longer serves you during this space of rest. You're allowing yourself to look at what no longer serves you and releasing it back to the earth, broken down to its quantum essence and turned into fertile soil to nourish the new things that you want to create in your life. And this is such a different perspective, instead of the idea of like resting because you like and then not doing anything for you because you're just rotting there, you're sitting there. This now becomes a sacred relationship with the earth, with yourself, to really allow yourself. The whole point of rest is to have time to evaluate, the time to reflect and on yourself, on what is working in your life, what is and what is not. And I don't even want to say working, but like what even feels good, because something could totally be working well, but it might not feel good. It may not be serving your soul, giving you joy. It may no longer feel in alignment with your energy. And that's what we need to evaluate. Not necessarily evaluating the results, but the authenticity to ourselves and how it is serving our journey as a whole. And there are natural times to sync up with this opportunity to rest and decompose and create compost. Natural times that your body and your external environments, your ecosystem, the earth, even like is asking you, it's giving you the space to do this. And those can be things like during your menstrual phase, you are wintering. This is a prime time. Like your body does not want to go do, your body wants to rest, it wants to be, it wants to reflect. And it is literally physically shedding what is no longer serving it, what it no longer needs. And fun fact, did you know that your menstrual blood is like one of the most fertile substances out there? Like, there's a reason why the witchy women who get it, they use their menstrual blood as part of their compost. They use it as fertilizer. They will pour it back into their garden to give back to the earth. I know in our society, of like our purity culture society, it's a little like, ew, you do what with your menstrual blood? That's so gross. I'm like, what else would you do? Flush it down the toilet? Like, that's such a lost opportunity. No. Anyway, that's a sidetrack. Your menstrual phase, fall and winter seasons, full moons, all of these are natural opportunities for us to have this period of reflection and rest. And it isn't until we can slow down when we can really evaluate what is serving us, what is feeling good to us, and what is no longer, and being able to like make those adjustments instead of pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. And then all of a sudden we have some very large realignment event that happens in our lives, like getting fired from a job, being in an accident, an illness within ourselves, an illness in the family, a friendship breakup. Like those larger events sometimes come into our lives because we've reached so far out of alignment that the universe is like, I really got to get you back on track here. And the best way I can get your attention, because you're not listening and you're not hearing and holding space to hear me um, on a more regular basis, is by shouting at you and sending this larger alignment event into your space. So with all of that said, I want you to sit with this idea of decomposing, creating compost versus, the idea of just like couch rotting. And I want yourself to ask the question of like, I want you to honor your intuition this upcoming season of September and allow yourself to be part of this sacred cycle of giving yourself the space to rest so that you can reflect and evaluate and decide what is going to be given back into the earth, decompose, and to be turned into compost so that you have a solid, fertile, nourishing foundation for what you are wanting to then bring new into your ecosystem. I do have a little fun ritual if you would like to like legitimately give back what is no longer serving you, like to the earth. I have a fun ritual in the book of rituals over in the class course section of Trust Your Magic membership. So if you want something more literal to practice on, go check that out. And of course, as always, what do you think? What's your feedback? How is this resonating with you? Do you like this? Do you have questions? Like, let's have a conversation about it, babe.